Jay here, Stretford, Paddock. Bit of breaking news. It has been confirmed. Official announcement. Ruben Amorim is the head coach of Manchester United. Get involved in the chat in the comments. Let us know what you think. We are going to be getting all the details. The news literally just broke a minute ago. The club did a post, a tweet, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to read through it. Make sure, though, you're getting involved in the chat in the comments. Let's make this a conversation. I want to hear what you guys think about the official announcement. We knew it was coming. We knew he was going to be the Manchester United manager or head coach. Now it has been announced officially, and we can have some details about his start date, about what is happening, and we can relax. We know what is happening at Manchester United officially. We don't have to speculate. We don't have to worry. We don't have to panic. Is something going to go wrong? Is there going to be a twist in the tail? Is there going to be an issue? No, it looks like it's all good because Manchester United have made an official announcement, which I'm going to read out now. So it says, Manchester United is delighted to announce the appointment of Ruben Amorim as head coach of the men's first team, subject to work visa requirements. He will join until June 2027 with a club option of an additional year. Once he has fulfilled his obligations to his current club, he will join Manchester United on Monday, the 11th of November. Ruben is one of the most exciting and highly rated young coaches in European football, highly decorated as both a player and coach. His titles include winning the Primeira Liga twice in Portugal with Sporting, the first of which was the club's first title in 19 years. Ruud van Nistelrooy will continue to take charge of the team until Ruben joins. Let me know what you think. Get involved in the chat in the comments. Hit that like button, please, people. We knew it was coming. We knew it was going to happen. You can see it there. He's a good-looking chap, isn't he? I'm not going to lie. But it has now been announced. So it's just nice to know, innit? There's no drama. Because this morning I was reading a few reports and there was a little bit of mischief-making going on in some of the papers. And I didn't even cover it in my news, to be honest with you. I just sort of dismissed it. There was a bit like, oh, could be a twist in the tail and it's a bit complex, this deal, and is it going to get done straight away and all the rest of it. You thought, look, Ineos with this move obviously had a plan. This didn't feel reactionary. It didn't feel like on Sunday afternoon, where it was after the West Ham game, they went, don't think Erik ten Hag's the guy. Let's get rid of him. Right, okay, who are we going to get in? Should we get Xavi in? I don't know, what do you think about this kid in Portugal, Ruben Amorim? No, it felt like they went, okay, look, if things don't work out with Erik ten Hag, we go for Amorim. It felt like it was sort of determined, and as soon as they realised that it wasn't going to work out with Erik ten Hag, they moved swiftly to finalise the Ruben Amorim deal. Erik ten Hag only got sacked on Monday. It's Friday, and you've got an official announcement. That is speedy, that is quick to get that deal done. Now, I know it was helped in part by the fact that Ruben Amorim has a buyout clause, so that's sort of solves a lot of issues, because straight away you're not having to deal with, well, can we get him? Will he, can we make a deal happen? Go, look, there's the buyout clause money. That's sorted. Will the manager come? Spoke to the manager. I think it was Ornstein who reported on Monday, said that the manager was open to joining Manchester United. So that didn't seem to be an issue. The only slight sticking point seemed to be when he would join Manchester United, because I think he had a 30-day notice period at Sporting. Sporting, according to reports, wanted him to stay for the full 30 days and were saying to Manchester United, if you give us €5 million, you can have him straight away. I think they made a little bit of a deal where United will give Sporting €1 million, and then we'll get him in time for the Ipswich game. I think he's coming in on the 11th. Is that the Ipswich game is the 24th. So he's coming in on the 11th, which means I think he'll be managing right up to the 10th. I think they've got a game against Braga Sporting. So let me just have a look actually at their fixtures, because they've got a game against City, haven't they, next week, which is quite interesting now, because that's added a little bit of a sort of twist to the tail, hasn't it? Because they've got a game today against Estrela Amadora. I've probably pronounced that one completely wrong, so forgive me. And then they've got a game against City at Sporting in Lisbon, on Tuesday. Everyone is going to be watching that, aren't they? Literally, I'm going to tune into that like you're watching United. But I said it earlier, you can't look too much into it, unless, of course, he wins, in which case he's the best manager on the planet. Then they've got Braga on the 10th. They're away at Braga on the 10th. So that'll be his last game as Sporting manager. Then he's going to come into Manchester United on the 11th. I think is that the international break for Manchester United. And then we've got the first game is on the after the international break, obviously, is on the 24th against Ipswich away. So you're going to have, United have got Chelsea this weekend, PAOK on Thursday, got a load of home games. Leicester in the league on Sunday. I presume Ruud van Nistelrooy is going to be the manager for all those, or caretaker manager for all those. Then the next game after that, after the international break, will be the 24th of November, and that is when Ruben Amorim will be in the dugout at Portman Road to take charge of Manchester United for the first time. Get involved in the comments in the chat. Let us know what you think. Hit that like button as well, please, people. It's a done deal. It's announced. The club have announced it officially. We can relax. Is anyone against this move? Everyone I've spoke to seems pretty keen on it. And I think everyone's bought into it. And even if you weren't sure, is he a bit young, 39? He's the first United manager that's younger than me. Is this right? Should we get one with a bit more experience? Is it enough that he's won trophies in Portugal? I think people are looking at it going, look, he's the best young manager, best young coach available. Get him. And we have done. Lauren Rose, who's been a member of the Academy for 19 months, says, it's so strange seeing us do things in a timely manner. A good strange, though. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with us. Yeah, I agree. It has been pretty swift. And this is the thing, right? People are saying we should have got him in the summer. We should have got him in the summer. We wasted sort of 9 games this season, or however many we've played, when we could have got him in then. And I don't think the way this has happened is particularly bad. I think the only issue I've got, right, isn't that they kept Erik ten Hag on. I think he kind of deserved the chance to go into this season. I think there was value in his argument that injuries last season cost us. Plus, we won the FA Cup. And I understand why the club went, look, OK, we'll give you, another season at least. Show us what you're about. The only issue I had was all this interviewing in the summer. That's what made it look messy. If they'd just gone, right, we think Erik ten Hag deserves, or they'd spoke to him privately and gone, look, not been great in the league. You have won as a trophy, but get you've had injuries. Show us what you're doing this season. We'll back you for another, I think you've got a season left and we give you a 1 year deal. Crack on. I get it, but to interview Thomas Tuchel, to speak to Thomas Frank as well, one or two others too, and then at the end of all that go, actually, we've decided that we wanted Erik ten Hag. It looked a bit stupid. Let me know what you think. Jay says, Jay, do you have a bed at the Paddock office? I have been on it this morning quite a lot because we had the news, the paper talk, I should say. We went a bit later, so we did it at 10 to 11, and then we had this news breaking just a minute ago. At 12 o'clock, the club announced. I'm going to read out the announcement again as well. If you've not done so already, please, please, please hit that like button, people. Over 1,300 people watching. Let's get to 500 likes. Let me know what you think. Ann L says, let's just be positive about this, peeps. This season is a write-off, so I'm just looking for some improvement. I don't think it is a write-off. You're right, you're in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, yeah? Hear me out. The Europa League, it's almost impossible to get knocked out of that this early. I know we haven't won yet in Europe this season. We haven't won for a year. But we're not out of it. Still got the FA Cup to come. You can still get top 4. You can, right? It's going to be difficult. I'm not going to say it's easy. But it is doable. And we should at least try. Let's not forget as well, if you don't get it through the league, you can still get it via the back door in the Europa League. You can win the Europa League, get Champions League football. Sorry, I didn't explain that very well. I'm looking at United now. What are we? We're 14th, right, which is shambolic. We're 7 points off top 4. Now, after 9 games, that is embarrassing. I'm not defending that. It's shocking. But 7 points over the course of, 29 games is doable. Villa are going to drop points. Arsenal probably looking pretty solid. So I think the top 3 is looking pretty good. City, Liverpool, not good as in terms, nice, but looking pretty solid. City, Liverpool and Arsenal. Things can change. Arsenal could have a little mini meltdown for starters. That's doable. City might start suffering from the Rodri injury a little bit more as the season drags on, but I don't see him dropping out of the top 4. I think that's pie in the sky. Maybe they get punished by a points deduction, who knows. Liverpool doing very well this season. We have seen under Klopp, though, where they've had these erratic months, shall we say. So they might, but I don't think so. I think that top 3 is looking pretty solid. But that 4th spot, you've got Villa, you've got Chelsea, you've got Brighton, you've got Forest and Spurs. Any of those could mess it up. There's an article we've got here. Go on, put it on. This is the article. This is the announcement from Manchester United. So it says, Manchester United, you can read it there, but I'll read it for you, why not? Manchester United is delighted to announce the appointment of Ruben Amorim as head coach of the men's first team, subject to work visa requirements. That'd be a twist in the tail, innit, if he couldn't get his visa. He will join until June 2027 with a club option of an additional year. Once he has fulfilled his obligations to his current club, he will join Manchester United on Monday, the 11th of November. So put that one in your diaries. Ruben is one of the most exciting and highly rated young coaches in European football, highly decorated as both a player and coach. His titles include winning the Primeira Liga twice in Portugal with Sporting, the first of which was the club's first title in 19 years. Ruud van Nistelrooy will continue to take charge of the team until Ruben joins. If we can have a look as well, see what everyone's doing reaction-wise, if any tweets, we'll get some tweets up from people we care about. Be interesting to see what's happening with his coaching staff. There was reports yesterday that was a bit of not a sticking point, but part of the negotiations. He wanted to bring in some of his coaches from Sporting. It wasn't certain whether the club were going to acquiesce with all of that and say, yeah, you can bring them all over and that'll be part of the deal, or whether it was going to be some of them or none of them. We don't know. As we find out, we'll talk about that and we'll get that posted on our socials as well. So we'll find out exactly what the deal is in terms of him bringing in his coaches, in terms of who's going to be a part of his backroom staff, what the role is for Ruud van Nistelrooy moving forward. Is Ruud van Nistelrooy going to be the assistant coach or the assistant head coach, whatever you want to call it, at Manchester United? Is he just going to be a coach at Manchester United as part of Ruben Amorim's backroom staff? Maybe Ruben Amorim will look at it and go, look, got my own coaching staff. I don't want him. I don't know. I doubt it, but I don't know. We'll wait and see. Zahim Quasi says, Ruud will win all these games. I hope he does. Abhinav Verma says, Jay, do you think Amorim looks like Bruno Fernandes a bit? A little bit. A little bit. Do you know who he sounds like, though? I tweeted this. He sounds like Ronaldo. Not Ronaldo Brown. He sounded mad if he sounded like him, wasn't it? Some Mancunian. He sounds like Cristiano Ronaldo when he speaks in English. I don't know if he does in Portuguese. It's difficult for me to tell. But he did an interview, a post-match interview. I think, was it Chelsea they played or whoever it was? And he said, and he sounded just like Cristiano Ronaldo. Joe Smith pointed out to me, and I think, you know what, Joe? You're right. Chris Wheeler from the Daily Mail has tweeted. Can get that on the screen for you. There you go. Here we go. We'll read through all these together. He says, significant that Amorim has given the title of head coach and not manager. United sources say he's a different profile from previous managers and will fit in well with the club's football structure. That, to me, says one thing. Right? When I look at that, and you may disagree and get involved in the chat and the comments, it says to me, he's not calling the shots with transfers. That's the main difference, I think, between a manager and a head coach. Now, you might disagree. You might think, Jay, you're completely wrong. Get involved in the chat and the comments. Let me know. Keep it nice. Don't be, abusive. But I think a manager, you just think, well, he's managing the club. He'll be involved in the transfers. He'll pick the team, obviously, and the tactics. Head coach maybe means he's going to be more focused on just coaching. He's in charge. He's the head coach. He picks the team. He decides the tactics. But maybe the likes of Dan Ashworth, maybe Jason Wilcox, have more of a say in who we bring in. The manager's got to have some say. He's got to have some sort of input with it, but it might not be as hands-on as it was under Erik ten Hag and indeed previous managers. So it's been a weird one at United, because some managers, you think of like Louis van Gaal, did he want some of the players he was given? Because to me, he didn't look like he wanted any of them at first. Remember when we had Wayne Rooney in midfield and Ander Herrera sat on the bench? And you think, well, did you want him? Remember when Jose wouldn't play Fred and more or less said he didn't want him? Then you had Erik ten Hag, who for a time got all the transfers he wanted. Then it seemed like he didn't really want your guy. Didn't play him a lot, did he? Especially in the games that he needed to win, which is all his games towards the end. So this feels a little bit different. I think the main difference here is purely how much the manager's involved with transfers. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your take on that is. Also there from Chris, it says, Amorim is known to want to bring 4 coaches and a sports scientist with him from Sporting. It is understood United will confirm his backroom team soon, but not today. I get that. Just get the big one out of the way. That's Amorim. Also says, United sources insist they were aware of the notice period in Amorim's contract at Sporting and sent a delegation to Portugal to Monday to secure an early release. Jesus wept. You sound like he's some sort of prisoner of war. The club is said to be paying an extra $900k above the buyout clause to get him in on November the 11th. No pressure then to win that Ipswich game. It's cost us 900 grand. Let us know what you think of that. Let me know what you think about this appointment. Let me know if you know more about him than... Well, you probably know more anything. Anyone knows more about him than I do from what I've Googled. But let me know if you watched a lot of sporting, what the style's like, where you sit on terms of him instead of Eric Ten Hag. Are you happy with that move? Do you think it's a positive move? How you feel about the deal? Let's have a little bit of a chat together. Brian Casey has been a member of the academy for 21 months. Good to see you, Brian. Says, afternoon, Jay. Interesting to know he's announced as the new head coach, not manager. Ineos firmly in control of things. Welcome, Ruben. Ragher Daz has just sent a sort of heart emoji. Oh, we've got an interesting stat from Statman Dave. It wants to be interesting, this. Here we go. Since the start of last season, Ruben Amorim, Sporting, have scored more goals, 126, and won more games, 38, than any other side across Europe's top 6 leagues. The best in class. You're right, it was an interesting stat. He's done well there. Yeah, good. That means that he's the best. Yeah, that's factual. It's a stat. Can't argue with the stats. He's the best coach in Europe. That's what I took from that. Let me know if I'm wrong. Wayne Davies says, notice how no one is talking about the Ballon d'Or. Has that happened? I didn't even notice. Did Kobe Mainoo won it? He must have done. Surely. Everyone get involved in the chat in the comments. Let us know what you think. Brian Casey says, Sporting didn't have Xerxes though. This is the thing, right, when Ruben Amorim comes in now as head coach. He can only work with what he's got for the time being. He might be able to bring someone in January. Maybe not. United haven't been scoring loads of goals other than the Leicester game. It'll be interesting to see what he does with the likes of Xerxes. Is he just going to go with Højlund up front? Where's Marcus Rashford's role? Where's Amad Diallo's role? How much does he rate Alejandro Garnacho? Is he going to do this system that he has like 2 10s and a striker? Be interesting to see. Will Bowen says, Jay, what left back would you want now if we play 3-4-3? I think it's more of a 3-4-2-1, but 3-4-3 is right. You know, I'm being nitpicking there, kid. Very good question. Who would be the left back? Because you can't... Luke Shaw's just injured all the time, isn't he? I think... I feel like it's too soon for Harry Hamas. I think long term, that's the answer. Is it too soon to throw him in the Premier League, though? Maybe it is. Can you get away with the low at left back in that system and have Mazraoui as on the right? I actually think you'd be better off playing Mazraoui on that left-hand side and the low on the right. I do. Let me know what you think. Brian Casey says, Anthony left wing-back. No, not for me. Mark Hayden, I see what you did there. Ruud van Nistelrooy is still the interim coach. I know what you did there with your little thing, but I'm not going to read that out. Joe James John says he may bring back Alvaro. Everyone loves Alvaro Fernandez, don't they? Everyone's gutted he left. I've never seen such love for a youngster that barely played for Manchester United like I do for Alvaro Fernandez. It reminds me of me with Ravel Morrison. Kajel Martry says, Anthony left back, I would laugh my ass off if he makes that work and keep him happy. That's pure magic. Loads of people getting on this Anthony at left back bus. Bartholomew Omak, Dublemena, the Canucks. I probably butchered that one, forgive me. Wouldn't surprise me if he plays Anthony. He likes a left-footed winger as his left back or as his left wing back. K Burn 1015 says Garnacho left wing back. And L says, Jay, I think Amorim's input in transfers will be, you want X position, here's 5 options we've scouted, pick your top 3 in order. That's it. I don't mind that. Yeah, that's not a bad shout. You want someone who not just plays in that position, but plays in the system he wants to play. Because not everyone who plays in a position is the same, are they? In terms of the style, in terms of what system they can work in. We've seen it. You see it a lot with club players at for international football. Have you noticed how some players struggle? Even when they played in almost... struggle for the country. Even when they played in almost an identical position. Like Phil Foden struggles for England no matter what position he's played in. Even if he's played in the exact position he plays in at City, you don't see the same player for England. Why? Because the system's different, because the players around him are different. So you have to take all that into consideration. A man about a vlog says, get Victor Goykeres in. This is the lad at Sporting. He was at Coventry, wasn't he? I was looking at his record. It wasn't that impressive until he got to Sporting. And then it was all right. And then it was Turbo, where he's just like the most prolific goal scorer ever. Lewis Hughes says, just win the next game. And United Jimmy V says Anthony throws a fit whenever he's not playing right wing. I doubt he'd be okay playing left wing back. Ben, have we got that link for your running thing? Have you sent it me?
Yeah, I've sent it to you,
Where did you send it me?
on WhatsApp.
On WhatsApp, right, I'll dig it out. Get involved in the chat in the comments. Let us know what you think. Are you happy with that? Is everyone happy? Everyone seems to be pretty happy. Let's have a look. Matthew Coward, who's been a member of the Academy for 46 months, says the most mental thing is Gabby at Bondahall saying we've got the right man. Make of that what you will. No, the most mental thing we've seen is Gabby at Bondahall saying he did his coaching badges with him. Gabby at Bondahall did coaching badges. I think he could do swimming badges. Never mind. Yeah, but he seems to like that idea. He hates United. I'm putting something in the chat here. Producer Ben has been running for to raise money for prostate cancer treatment. Check out that link in the chat. There's a link there. Click on it. Anything you can help with, any donation. It's all for a good cause. He's been running his little heart out. So give him a bit of support if you can. It's all a good cause is what I like to see. And you know what? I deserve credit for it because I've not done any of the running, but I posted that link in the chat. So if anything, it's probably me that deserves a pat on the back, not Ben who's ran like loads of miles. I think I'm the real hero in this story, but I don't like to take credit. Do you know what? I'm going to wrap it up there. We knew this was happening. It is happening. He's in the 11th. He's going to be in the dugout for the Ipswich game. We're waiting to see what's happening with his backroom staff, but it's all positive vibes done pretty quickly by Ineos, which is what we like to see. If you've not done already, make sure you are hitting like, share and subscribe. Dylan Proctor says, big up Ben Jones. Seven Wardy says, who is the faster runner, Jay? Listen, I'm a 44-year-old man. He's a young man. That's all you need to know, right? It's not about who's the fastest. Yeah, it's about who's the baldest. Right. Thanks to everyone who got involved in the chat. Make sure you check that link out as well. We're going to be back later on with the brew. It's going to be me. It's going to be Ange. It's going to be Stephen Howson. So we'll be getting into all the nonsense we usually get on in the brew. We might sneak a little bit of football chat in there as well. I'm Jay Mott here. This has been a bit of breaking news. Ruben Amorim has been confirmed as Manchester United manager. He's going to take charge on the 11th of November. He's contracted till June 2027 with the option for a further year. Looking forward to it. Thanks for watching.